Well. Hello beasties, welcome back to Maleficent Month, presented by Cinema Scotty. On today's episode, we're taking a look at some deleted scenes / deleted moments from Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Now these moments are specifically from the novelization by Elizabeth Rudnick. I will do my review of the novelization in a separate video, but I wanted to highlight some moments that appear in the novelization that don't appear in the final film. The first moment that stands out is when Queen Ingrid visits Lickspittle, her pixie servant, where she checks on the weapon that she's been working on. Here's a passage from the novelization detailing Ingrid's quest to find the spinning wheel. In the heart of the nook, separated from the other pieces, was Ingrid's most prized possession. She had tracked down the item nearly 5 years earlier and secreted it away into the lab. Even now, in the dark and dank laboratory, it appeared to shine with untapped magic. She stepped closer, her eyes locked on the spinning wheel. Behind her, Lickspittle appeared. Following her gaze, he shook his head. "I've never understood your search for a spinning wheel, your majesty," he said. Ingrid didn't turn her head, her eyes still focused on the wheel. "It's the only treasure I'll ever need," she said. In time, Lickspittle would understand. In time, everyone would understand. So I found that very interesting. It doesn't add too much to the plot, but it shows how determined she was to find the spinning wheel, just so that she could make her plan to curse King John, and who knows who else she would have cursed. Maybe she would have cursed Philip, Aurora again, even Maleficent. Another scene that I like, which I'm not sure if they filmed or not, is when Maleficent visits Aurora's cottage where she grew up. It's the cottage we see in the first film, but she goes there after Aurora announces her engagement to Philip, and she sits and reflects on how Aurora was a baby there and grabbed Maleficent's horns, and she comes to the realization that she can't let her down. I like this passage from the novel. It says, "Even as a child, Aurora had found the good in everything and everyone, including Maleficent. Maleficent couldn't let the girl down, even if it meant going to Castle Ulstead and dining with the enemy." One aspect that they didn't really heavily touch on in the film is how bad Maleficent's wounds were. In the film we do see her try to fly down the cave, and she basically crashes, but in the book it goes into detail how bad the iron affected her. And we see this happen in the film, but when Connell dies, his life essence is basically transferred to Maleficent, and that rejuvenates her and puts her on her top form. And they didn't really explain that in the film, but in the novel it shows that she goes from being weak and hurt to getting Connell's energy, and then when she gets Connell's energy, she becomes revitalized and strong again. And one last cute moment I wish they would have left in the film was that Maleficent turns Arabella the cat that we see throughout the film into a human for Diaval. Here's how the passage goes. Aurora turned her attention to the officiant, but not before she heard Diaval say, "I like the new look, and I was thinking..." "Nasty habit," Maleficent said in her cool, even voice. "You should stop." Diaval ignored the dark-faced, snarky retort and pushed on. "I was thinking that we'd do the bear thing from now on. I think we would look good together, prowling the moors." "I don't prowl," Maleficent said, stopping Diaval mid-sentence. Then she waved her hand in the direction of Arabella, Ingrid's horrid cat, and the creature transformed into a beautiful young woman. Diaval gasped as Arabella's eyes locked on his. "This is good too," he said. So those are just some small details and scenes in the novelization that weren't included in the film. If you haven't read it already, I would recommend buying it and reading it because it goes into further detail about the story. You get to see the inner workings of these characters as these scenes play out. You get to see Maleficent's conflict, Aurora's conflict. You get to even witness some of Ingrid's inner voice, which can be scary at times. But apart from these moments in the novelization, I'm not sure if there are any other deleted scenes. All of the trailers we got had footage that was all used in the film. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. I'll be back soon with yet another Maleficent video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, beasties. Cinema Scotty, out.